You first came across Jeff when you had that
Yes, I had
leak in the kitchen.
Here.
So right there you had the leak.
Yes.
Okay.
And he had to replace the skylights.
So he put two new skylights
in here, and then we did have somebody who came and did something and made such a mess of it.
What happened? What was that story? How did that happen?
Well, we just had some leaks, and then I just found somebody who said he could come and fix it, but he
So he was meant to fix the leaks in the kitchen.
Yeah, and he didn't fix it, and it sort of he put up a whole lot of I think sort of sealant or something, but it just still continued to leak.
Right.
And then I found Jeff through a neighbour who'd had some similar problems with skylights, and he said Jeff had sorted it out for him. So.
Okay.
It wasn't an easy fix, but it involved replacing the skylights, and Jeff sorted it out for me anyway. So that was really great. And the other roofer never came to. It was just a sad story of sort of. He'd sent somebody to do something, and then when I kept saying we're still leaking, he just never came again, or made some excuse, or he lost the workers, or he sacked the workers. I had a couple of quotes, and when the original person came, he seemed quite reasonable.
Right.
But it was just a sort of. I think roofs are difficult. I understood that, and I understand that sort of water leakage is really not straightforward. But it was just unsatisfactory. But Jeff has sort of gave me confidence that he could.
A much better experience.
Totally better experience. Yes. So when we discovered that the water's leaking in through the old brick pillar of the little front
of the garage,
veranda, my painter.
Yep.
I rang up Jeff, and then the painter said, and then Jeff said, we don't do the woodwork underneath, so my painter recommended a carpenter to come and do the woodwork. And when he came on Friday, he said, "Oh, this is a much bigger job than I thought. It's more rot."
Yeah.
So that's when I rang Jeff and said, "Well, this is the situation."
Yes.
So he said, I'll work on the roof." So that's the story.
All right. That's good. We've just done this job here on a Saturday morning, which is like you guys would usually be hitting the town on a Friday night, and you won't be any condition to do any work on a Saturday. That's a normal life of a roofer, isn't it?
Normal life of an Aussie roofer.
That's right.
Probably, yeah.
So for you guys to turn up on a Saturday, all right?
That's right.
I mean,
That's
even if it was a paid job.
Yeah.
What's the attrition rate, you think, MJ? You get a whole lot of mates and you go, let's work this Saturday. And you turn up on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of guys who actually turn up?
For free?
Well, send me a bill.
No, it's free. That's right.
No, not for the guttering.
No, it's all free. That's the point of it. The whole point of it is that it's free.
Well,
You defeat the purpose of it.
Okay, I will just accept that gratefully. Don't understand it, but I'll accept it gratefully.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So if there was no financial incentive, it'd be a bit harder to get up in the mornings, wouldn't it, and do something on a Saturday morning, because you either be sleeping in or you've got other stuff that you would be doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's the new year. And somehow you guys have gone, okay, we're going to start off the new year with a little bit different. Why?
Yeah, I can take it.
You go first.
I mean, this is something I've kind of always wanted to do, and but I would say the thing that was lacking was like kind of taking action on it. I think I've chatted to you about it a couple of times, Jack, but never really followed through. And I came back from NZ, and me and MJ were catching up for a beer. Classic roofers, right? And MJ said to me, he goes, "Hey man, I feel like I want to give back, start giving back a bit to the community and to like just in general." And I said, I think I said, "I will stop." And I go, "Yeah, I hear you, bro, but we need to do something about it. Like, let's make a date and do this, because I 100% agree with you. I want to do the same thing, which is rare. We're super lucky that we've found two people on the kind of same wavelength who I feel like at this point in our life we want to start giving back to the community a bit. And but yeah, we were both, as I said, like, we just need to make an action plan to get this done. And then that, I think that vibrated with MJ as well. He was like, yeah, true. Because we'll even like leading up to this, I had to find a couple clients that I felt met the criteria for it. And MJ would be constantly saying to me, like, let's just get this in, let's just get it booked. So that, yeah, I think it was something you've been thinking about probably for a bit as well, right?
Yeah, a couple of years actually. But as you said before, like actually like taking action, doing it, I think it's common for a lot of people to actually want to give back and have ideas on how they can contribute to the community, etc. But actually doing it, I think that's what we're doing today. It's like we lock the date and then do it so it's done.
Because we were talk. I feel like we've talked about this before. Me and you were like, oh, we'll do this and we'll do that, and it was almost kind of like once our businesses get better,
that's right.
Then we'll do this thing. And I was like, let's just have this running alongside. So we'll do the business thing and we'll do this at the same time, and we'll just see what happens with it. If we just put energy into this, I feel like when you're putting energy into something like this, it kind of, the universe kind of takes over and kind of will direct us in a route what needs to, because we don't know what this is going to turn into, whether it's like a once a month thing or if it turns into something more, we don't know, but we want to like plant the seed and then see what happens to that.
Yeah, I do remember you saying having something like this run alongside our businesses is, you know, like that whole like, once I'm a millionaire, then I can do something about it. But you know, I mean, you can
I think this kind of helps. Like for me, I've honestly been looking forward to doing this. So it's like
same.
Like even last night, I was on a date with a cute Mexican girl, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. But I was looking forward to the next morning. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
So I've really been looking forward to it. And to be honest with you, it felt really good. It's almost like working without this kind of pressure. For me, that's what I felt like. It was just kind of like I can kind of take my time. I don't have to rush myself through this and just do like really just get into the job and not be kind of like I got to get through this for someone or something. I don't know. It felt nice and almost like, I guess, like gardening or something. Not so much like work as it was kind of just doing something.
Yeah,
it feels nice because you're doing it for somebody, and it feels good that it's for free as well. I like that. But yeah,
just carving out the time to do something for somebody else, I suppose.
Put some good karma out there.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I realized looking at just watching you two guys work and all that, like if you get a whole lot of roofers together, it becomes less of a competition on the day as to who's the better roofer and all that. You sort of like, you gang together, it's a common cause. And one of the good things is that if you do get good guys together, you can learn of each other too, little tricks of the trade that you wouldn't normally know, because basically everyone else works independently and they are in their own little bubble and they think they know everything. And if they all work together on a little project like this and show each other little tricks of the trade, things to make things better or easier, then the roofers themselves gain on their own professions, I guess. So that's what I realized. They just seeing you on the job here today, MJ, and saying, oh, this is what we do, this little trick, some stuff we've never seen before, and we sort of learn of each other. That's an opportunity, I think, if you get more roofers together, that we get that sort of open communication rather than a competitive environment. Less competitive environment. We can all sort of go, okay,
there's a little less ego flying around when you're doing something like this, I think.
You know what I mean?
Because when you're doing a job for somebody and you're getting paid money, right? There's a couple of things. There's like, one, you want to show your value, right? And then you want to show that you're the shit as a roofer, effectively. So you're kind of showing off to the other roofers, I deserve to be here, and there's a bit of that competition, which is good, right? You want that on a job, but in this kind of environment, there's way less of that kind of competing against each other. It's more like you're open to like, oh, so how do you do this? There's less of this pump rush, compete thing going on.
I agree.
Which is interesting.
All right, so great. So the job's virtually done. It's a bit more complicated than we thought. So these are the things you put up with as a roofer. That things always more complicated than you thought. Is this fairly normal, MJ?
Oh yeah, totally normal. Yeah.
So I guess to wrap up, how do you feel apart from being a bit hot and tired?
I feel good about it. I definitely learnt a few things about myself actually, because it is a totally different mentality. When you hear earning money as opposed to not earning money, it's a totally different mindset. So I just learned a couple of things about myself, and I feel good about it. I feel gotten to know you a bit better, which is good. And me and Jeff have been able to share this experience, and from here we can talk about it and grow and build on it. Basically, this is the first foundation block of what we're trying to do. So who knows?
Yeah, the first step is actually do something rather than talk about it.
What's that Chinese proverb, Jack, about the tree? The best time to plant a tree is today, right? Yes. There we go.
So you planted the first tree today.
Yeah. Well, there's another one. The best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago.
Well, you can't do that though, can you, mate? You don't have a time machine. So.